Hey resellers, I have a really cool video for you today, something totally different. I was talking with one of my friends yesterday and she is actually cleaning out her mother's home and her mother-in-law's home right now. And she's confident that there is nothing of value in one of the homes. And she just thinks that, you know, it's one of those situations where folks don't know, they don't see the value in items like we see the value in items as a reseller. And I tried to encourage her and I said, listen, are there things in there that they're not making anymore? Is there a VCR in the house? Well, yeah, maybe. Well, there is value in that home then. So today I asked her, I just said, can I go look through the house and lot up some things that I would like and just offer you a price on them? So she said, sure. And that is where I'm headed today. I have no idea. She has told me time and time again that there's nothing good there and that I'm not gonna find anything. But you guys know, the eternal optimist in me knows I'm gonna find something. I'd like to say I don't have my hopes up because she already told me not to, but I have my hopes up. I mean, she's told me things. I know that this lady hangs on to stuff because she has said like, oh, I think she still has the same couch from decades ago. And so in my mind, there's stuff in here. And you know, she said it's just like plain old t-shirts and stuff. In my mind, I'm seeing single stitch made in America t-shirts. There's definitely value in this home and I'm gonna go find it today. I just put the address in and it looks like this beautiful little brick ranch style home. Like, I'm confident that this is not like some hoarder trash pile house. I'm gonna find some good stuff, you guys. There are opportunities absolutely everywhere. We have to find them, and there's always room for you at the table. Sometimes you have to make a seat, right? So like, if you see the opportunity, just say, hey, can I come look through? Okay, this is a really nice neighborhood. These houses are like hands down nicer than mine. I'm really confident now. We're about to find some stuff. Started out looking in the bedroom and specifically the closet. I'm looking for a vintage, made in America, really good quality materials. Like I say, vintage, like this cool sweater. The things I'm staying away from are super modern pieces, cheap materials, basic brands, and then estate sale tip, especially look in the very, very back because that's where the oldest stuff is going to be because it doesn't get cleaned out as often. I'm looking through the jewelry now, looking for signatures, and not just fine metal signatures, but anything that would help you figure out the brand of a piece so that you can better look up comps on eBay. There are so many clip-on earrings. Oh, hey guys. We are in the dining room now, really cool TV here, and these chairs are absolutely to die for. She's not sure if she wants to sell those yet, but I'm going to check back with her about those for sure. Boxes of pots and pans and cookware, dishes, things like that. And then there's a china cabinet over here with some pretty cool old dishes and glasses and things in it. These folding chairs were the bomb. These ended up not being for sale. Another family member wanted to hang on to these. I loved these. I thought these were so phenomenal and would have bought them if I were allowed to. At this point, she tells me that there's a basement, and I'm really excited because I'm thinking that this could be the honey hole in the house. Also, this could be where a lot of really cool items have just lived for decades. You know, in an older person's home, sometimes things become inaccessible in the basement, and it's looking like that may be the case here because this is definitely throwing off some 70s, 80s vibes. Just look at the furniture here and all of this decor. The wallpaper is all really neat. Lots of little trinkets and treasures everywhere in this room. I found these dolls and I wish I were able to save all of them, but there are so many of these dolls, you guys. But you'll see which ones I ended up with. And then several handmade quilts. I don't know a whole lot about quilts. This doll's dress is nylon and she has a slip and she has panties, all nylon. These are so cool. Comment below and let me know what you think about those dolls. Really cool Betty Crocker cookbook here. And look, single stitch. What did I tell you? I knew we were going to find single stitch made in America. This one is just Fruit of the Loom, single stitch, extra large, really cool top. Just a t-shirt there. And then here are some more of the quilts. This one is so intricate once it finally focuses here. Again, don't know a ton about quilts, but I can learn. These knives, this was missing one. I almost picked up this set, but this was missing one knife. And then this is like a little portable oven. The comps weren't there for the weight of the item. And I opened this up and here is where I start to pull out lots of vintage Tupperware. I mean, There's a lot of vintage Tupperware. There's cabinets full. All right, I just wanted to give you guys a look around this kitchen. Here's all the Tupperware that I've pulled out in this cool blender. But I wanted to give you a look around this very 70s, 80s kitchen. I started looking through every cabinet. I did not want to leave anything, like any stone unturned. You never know where absolute treasures could be hiding. And there were so many cabinets in this basement kitchen. So I'm just looking through everything. Some cool coffee carafes, especially this one. I don't know. Maybe I should have comped out some of those carafes because that one was a pretty cool shape. Looking up above where the refrigerator used to be, I found this basket. Definitely want to know what's in there. What do you guys think is inside here? It is just a bunch of fragrance oil plugins. So nothing exciting there. We'll put that right back and continue opening up kitchen cabinets until I find something really, really cool. Most of this was nothing really to write home about, but again, we're going to look, right? Toothpicks, anyone? Plastic spoons? Look at that dishwasher. I wanted to show you guys this. This is so cool. I hope that brings back memories for somebody. And there are more cabinets over here, but most of them are empty. We're going to find something cool though. Everything has pretty much been put into these boxes, and I'm digging out more vintage Tupperware out of these for sure. This wallpaper in here is so cool. The wallpaper on the wall with the staircase. Those like red and orange flowers.
Okay, like here's a leather purse.
Oh, that's cool. Very 80s.
Trash.
That one's kind of cool.
Bad. That one kind of goes with that.
And
coat.
then that last one that you have is pretty cool. Oh yeah. Okay, look, there's some books back here, and I pulled this tree back, and it's Mad Magazine. We gotta see what's back here. Look at this. Oh my goodness gracious. Is your husband gonna want these?
I don't know. He probably doesn't know they're there. He doesn't know what's over here.
Did he ever throw one out?
She never throws anything out. Okay, if it's heavy.
Okay, it is now the following Monday. I picked this stuff up on Wednesday, and guys, we just got really slammed busy. A very busy Mother's Day weekend was fantastic, but I just haven't had time to film this and let you guys know what all I bought. So I've been resisting the urge to list a lot of these things because some of them, especially the magazines, were selling as quickly as I could list them, and I thought I'm not gonna have anything to show you guys for a haul video if I list everything. So I wanted to film this haul video today, show you what it is that I ended up picking up in the house that they definitely thought there was no value in. And I'm not saying anything here has tremendous value, but there's a lot of little things, a lot of bread and butter stuff that I think I will do fine. So this haul is going to look a little bit different because instead of holding up each item, there's a lot of stuff, guys. I'm going to show you a large bulk of items just from behind the camera. So I will still walk you through what I purchased, and let's just get straight into it. They had Tupperware, and instead of cherry picking the pieces of Tupperware that I wanted and running comps and everything, I thought, let me just load up every bit of this vintage Tupperware, most of it I think from the 70s, and I'm just gonna buy the entire lot of it, and then I may even actually sell it as a lot. So let me show you. I mean, there's colander pieces. I actually need a colander. I had my grandma's old colander, which was very similar to this one. I may keep this one, or let me show you the other one, this, which is actually the color of my grandma's old colander. One of these two colanders I'll end up keeping. And pretty much everything else is gonna be for sale. Now this piece is a bit discolored and a little bit sticky. I tried to leave the lids behind that were sticky. I don't know if that was a good move or not. Comment below and let me know if you think I should try to go rescue the rest of the lids that were a little bit sticky, but I'm just gonna show you all of these pieces. These ones were various lids and kind of like a mandolin here, slicer and cheese grater that looks to fit over this bowl. These are a couple large dishes. There are divided dishes. There are 3 pitchers. 2 pitchers, I guess. This one does not have a lid, so this one's not a pitcher. And then several of these containers. There is a rolling pin, but I didn't find the lid on that. We were able to find some cups, but it's just like a set of 2 with lids and then 3 with 1 lid. This is a little divided tray that is really pretty cute. I don't use Tupperware in my home. I use glass Pyrex. I prefer glass over plastic. So I'm not going to be using any of this stuff or keeping it outside of the colander that I showed you. But there are so many really cool pieces in very good condition with all the original accessories and things. This one even has like egg trays inside of it. Really cool bowl here. My thought is to just list all of this together. There are a couple lots on eBay. There are 77 pieces total in everything that I bought, and I saw some lots of like 200 pieces that sold for, you know, several $100s. I don't know, should I lot it all up together and just ask $150, $200 for it, or should I sell off each individual piece? You know, this picture for $15, this for $9.99, the colander for $9.99. Over 77 pieces. I would probably make more money that way. But these are big pieces to store, you guys, and I just have that one room in my office to store things. So let me know how you would list this, and whether or not you would list it in bulk. Let's see what else I got here that I wanted to show you. I found this adorable little Cupid doll. I don't know if it's actual Cupid. I wasn't able to find a brand or anything on it. I don't think I'm gonna make anything off of this, and that's what I was telling my friend who was allowing me to do this pick. You know, I may get $5 off of this doll, and I just didn't want it to go in the trash. It's so adorable. Look at this Cupid doll. These are 2 nylon pillowcases, and they are gorgeous. I just think these are super, super nice. They're not satin. They are, like I say, nylon, and it's hard not to want to just keep these, but I will sell these over on eBay as well. She sent me home with a lot of these wind socks, and they're little yard designs, and so she sent me home with these to display in the yard for my son, because we thought they were kites at first, and so there's several of these. I don't know if I can't find space for all of these. Obviously some of them will go over on eBay, but these wind socks in little wind designs, obviously the wind spins everything and just makes a beautiful little design. So I'm gonna find some spaces for those. This one's a flamingo, and we were unable to figure out exactly how he should go so far. They're kind of like, I don't want to say DIY, but there's some assembly required. There he is. Some assembly required on these, and they're kind of hard to get together. Okay, another really cool, beautiful thing that I got. I thought maybe it was a Heavenly Kids at first. She thought Cabbage Patch, but I was like, no, he's actually not a Cabbage Patch. And I love the gown that this thing is wearing, and it's just a handmade doll. It's just, like I say, something that somebody made. They had a ton of quilts at this house also, lots of handmade crafts, and this doll was one of those items. So definitely a little plastic head was purchased, and someone made a body for it. So I thought this was beautiful and definitely worth saving. I found these 2 pieces of luggage here. Here's another piece of windsock. Let me just get that right out of the way. There's so much stuff, you guys. And we've just been, had it in boxes in the living room ever since, so I could film this haul video for you. So my husband's gonna be thrilled that you guys are seeing this stuff today, so we can get it out of here. I have this piece of luggage that she noticed matches the train case that I picked up out of the bedroom. So I think these are beautiful. I'm not sure if I will probably try to keep those 2 pieces together. I found another one of these Lane cedar chests that, remember I sold one similar to this for about $30 recently, and that is again Lane brand. I don't know if that's going to show. There, it will focus. That a lot of you guys said you received these with your graduation diplomas as a graduation gift. I found it's not Sony and it's not Walkman. It's GE, it looks like, but this cool cassette, and it has a Louis Lamar cassette player in it. So just a little Walkman style. Maybe I can get $20, $30 out of that, because that works well. And then I picked up these vintage sewing, what do you call those? Pinking shears, or you know, it makes it look like a rickrack or like a zigzag pattern. But these looked to be vintage, so I picked those up out of a sewing box. I thought those were really cool. The inside of the train case is in pretty good condition, but it is missing the mirror. But I feel like these 2 pieces of luggage together would net a pretty good profit there. Do you guys want to see the jewelry Something happened to the audio here, so I'll just do a voiceover. And this is missing a few little turquoise pieces, but she was careful to put them in this bag that I found also. This is a Sarah Covington vintage piece, and there's no way that this wasn't coming home with me. It was way too cool. And then speaking of way too cool, I found these wooden earrings with a beautiful burl wood inlay, maybe like a tiger oak or something, and mixed metal painted squares. And I had to really dig around in those earrings to find the other one. And I think all of the earrings maybe were clip-ons. I'm sure these are clip-ons too, but they came home with me. I found all of these Weight Watchers charms, and when I looked them up, it didn't look like they were selling for a ton of money used, but I should be able to get about 20 bucks out of this lot of Weight Watchers charms, and I thought that was definitely better than them going in the trash, so I added those to the jewelry collection. I found this beautiful pendant here. I don't think that I mean, it's just all enamel. I don't believe any of it to be turquoise or whatnot, but I thought this was really beautiful and very much my style, so I'm not sure if that'll end up in the eBay store or not. These really cool earrings had a signature on them that I could not look up at the time, so I just went ahead and added them to the pile. It looks like they go for like $7.99 or something a pair, so not a huge score here, but some cute little clip-on earrings. I found some lapel pins, a C and an N, which are her initials, and I just thought that these were really pretty and someone would probably enjoy maybe placing those on a bag or a hat or something like that. I found a United States $50 pendant, which is really pretty, and these go for about $20 or $30 on eBay. No precious metals or anything here, but again, something that was definitely worth saving. I think that this is beautiful, so this will end up on my eBay. Oh, this strawberry pin I had to save just because it's beautiful. Look at it. Isn't that cute? I wish it would focus a little better for you guys. There we are. It's just an enamel painted strawberry pin. Nothing, again, very special there. This kind of reminded me of a mood ring, so I wanted to save it as well. And it looks like on the back it says sterling. Sterling silver doesn't go for a whole lot over on eBay. Don't get too excited if you see 925 or sterling, because you know, at Walmart you can probably go in and buy a pin or something like that, a pendant for like $10 or so. This I thought was really cool. It says Heinz and it's a pickle, and it is just a little plastic pin. These go for almost nothing on eBay, but I don't know that and the strawberry are going to wind up on eBay. I may just add these to a small pin collection that I have, or place those on a bag or something. They're really cool. Let me see if maybe if I zoom in you can see the details of the pickle and the strawberry a little bit better. And the camera will focus some there. There you are, Heinz. So this one is plastic and the strawberry is metal, but really pretty. Oh, she gave me this Elvis stamp. I told her when I was a little girl is when this Elvis stamp came out, and I always wanted it because I was kind of a fan of Elvis. So this I'm just going to put on my wall in my office. I thought that was really cool. I finally wound up with the Elvis stamp that I always wanted as a kid. And then this little box has a ring in it that I don't know if this is a child size ring or what, because it doesn't even fit on my pinky. This is a really tiny ring, and then there's an arrowhead. I don't know if it's real or not, but there's an arrowhead inside this box as well. But I thought those were very pretty. So there was a large box of jewelry. These are the things that I picked up out of the jewelry box, and anything that I found, like I asked her about the pins here, you know, do you want these because these are her initials, and I tried to stick anything that I thought would be of sentimental value in another box for them. And then so once I lotted all this jewelry up together, I just asked her to look through it and tell me, you know, is there anything in here that I cannot buy, or anything that your family would want? And she said no. So I wound up with, of that large jewelry box, I showed you guys that actually, that should be in the footage. I wound up with these pieces of jewelry. There were a ton of clip-on earrings and vintage ones that were really cool. I just have more inventory than I can list right now, so this is what I wound up picking out of the jewelry. I'm on to a few items that I can pick up and show you guys. So to be able to give you some more detail, maybe I can do that. This hot here, it says Miromatic, and when I looked it up, it looked like maybe I can get somewhere between $40 and $60 for it. Just this little piece right here and this little piece right here, people were selling just these accessory pieces. I guess folks lose them a lot, maybe off of the top. This looks like maybe it's for canning. And so I picked this up. This was one of the only kitchen items outside of the Tupperware and one other thing that I wound up picking. This was another kitchen thing that I grabbed. Let me show you. It's super, super cool old green blender. Again, wasn't going for a ton of money. I don't even remember exactly what the comps are on this, but I just wanted to show you guys this. The brand is Waring Blender. Waring, W-A-R-I-N-G, solid state. I just thought that this was very, very beautiful and a really thick glass here. So if you are afraid of shipping items like this and breakables, I definitely have a video about how to ship breakable items where my husband and I played soccer with a box that had a glass vase in it and did not break the vase using my packing method. So I'll link that below in the description, and if you like to find items like this, glass pitchers, but you don't, you're not sure exactly how to ship it, let me know. I did just notice something on this. I may end up selling this for parts because I just noticed that the plastic here is pretty deteriorated. Ooh, it's really deteriorated. It's like rotting. Dang, guys, should I? Oh, it looks like it's even glued together on this side. Okay, I may end up selling this for parts. It's a good thing that I got a pretty good deal on the items overall, because that's probably not gonna be worth what I was hoping that it would be worth. So I will sell this for parts or sell it as is. I may just sell it as is, that because I don't need the blender base and hopefully somebody else does. So yeah, that's a pretty good little pickup there. I found some hats. I told her I was definitely interested in any Made in America old hats. And these are a blend of Swingster and K Products, which are two brands that you want to look for in Made in America hats. Always check the foam in here, just that you can detail in your listing if the foam is deteriorated. Those hats do still sell. A couple What Sold videos ago, I show you guys how I sold one that the foam was just crumbling out of. These look like they're in pretty good condition. This is Swingster brand, and it's an herbicide hat here. This one says Big M Seed, and the foam is in much worse condition. Can you see that? Much worse condition. And this is K Products brand. Maybe we'll see a pattern that actually the foam fell out onto this next hat. I love this detail on this hat, and it says super crossed seeds, and the brand is K Products, and this one is deteriorating and falling apart again. So we saw that the Swingster, the foam was still intact, and the two K Products, it is not. So may have a bit of a trend there. Let's see what brand this one is. This is Stam Best Herbicide for World's Best Rice, and this one is deteriorating, and it is K, made in USA. This doesn't even say K Products, so I think that one's really pretty old. And then we have American Agriculture Strike of 77. I didn't even notice what that one said when I picked it up. That is really, really cool. And this one, this just says large made in USA, and the foam again is not deteriorating in this one. This is probably the coolest hat that I picked up, I would say, if I'm going over those. Vote and let me know which one of them was your favorite. Whew, that foam is like kind of everywhere now. Next item that I want to tell you about is, oh, let me lift it up here. This really super cool TV. This has a 12-volt cord, meaning that you could plug it up into like a cigarette lighter in the car, and you can see it has the VCR built into the TV. Have not run comps on this, but I just thought it was super, super cool. And it looks like you can take off, maybe clean or so. Okay, yeah, you can take this right off and be able to clean it and also protect the TV. So I don't know, that's a little scratched there. If I can get that stuff off, if I will, I'll want to show that you can take that off so that the screen is more clear. So let me just give you a look at the adapter here that I also have with it. Would enable you once again to be able to plug that up into the cigarette lighter and plug it up into a camper or something, which is pretty cool. Before I get into this bag of things, I think that's pretty much the larger items I wanted to show you guys. This is gonna be a long haul video. It is. There's just so much in here, but I like to tell you guys why I pick certain things up. So this, my friend actually picked out. She said, hey, this is a fossil purse. And Fossil generally doesn't sell for that much for me, but this one looks to be an old Fossil, and it says Fossil Classic and has a number here, and then Fossil Genuine Leather on the back. I have not run comps on this. It says Fossil on the inside as well, and it is just a really beautiful and very basic leather vintage bag, and I think that basic leather items do sell well and maintain their value. This one is the opposite of basic. As soon as I say that, I would have to show you a vintage tooled leather purse, but just take in how beautiful this is. Really look at this. I did not want to leave this behind. She really liked it, and I said I don't want to buy anything that that you would consider keeping on your own, because I just can't pay those types of prices. If you want to keep this bag, definitely hold on to it. And in the end, she said no, take the bag with you, and I will promise to get this into the hands of a collector who's gonna love it. You can see this Indian here, and he's got like this headdress that is a bird as well, I think, and there's some type of like an aloe or some succulent plant here. Very Native American vibe to this. Cactus and volcanoes maybe, or mountains here. This purse is so beautiful. It says Lopez Genuine Leather, made in Mexico. So again, definitely a very Indian Native American vibe to this bag. It's very beautiful. I got 2 kids. 2 more dolls. I threw these up on my Instagram, and I asked you guys if you thought I should get these dolls, and there was an overwhelming majority of you guys that said no. And look, I ended up with them anyway. Why even vote, right? I wasn't gonna leave here without these. There were a ton of these, actually. I couldn't leave with all of them as much as I wanted to, because I don't know that I'm gonna really make much off of these, but this is where this job really turns into a labor of love, because someone handmade these, and I want to get them into the hands of a collector who will enjoy them, or a child who will even just love this doll. So I picked these up. She has a really cool vintage little dress on as well, and maybe some handmade booties. I don't know if I'll sell them as a pair, because their faces are quite different, so they may be a pair. Look, when you see it, I'm sorry, I couldn't avoid that. Their faces are quite different, so I don't know if I should sell them as a pair or not, but guys, they're beautiful. They're a little larger than what a Cabbage Patch would be, and they're just, I mean, these could go as a doll, or they could even be like decor. You know how sometimes people have little dolls sitting in chairs, and you know, they're very primitive looking. So I added those to the pile, and what I did while I was there was I just made a stack of stuff that I wanted to buy, and then I offered her a price at the end, and we were both very uncertain exactly what price was going to be fair, and so we ended up just sticking with the price that I threw out there. I put a few things back to make sure that other family members did not want them, so I may go back and try to purchase those. I found a really cool old pair of Levi's that are acid wash. I tried them on to see if they would fit me. They're really cool. They were a little big, and I thought this was interesting. Inside the pocket it says Levi's 540 jeans, so I've never seen that before, and I think these are at least a 34. I'm not sure. I can't find the size tag right now. Oh, there it is. There it is. These are a 36, 32. So, and they've been hemmed on the bottom, which kind of hurts the resale value, because it doesn't look like it did straight out of the factory, obviously, and on the back it certainly doesn't. But I just don't find acid washed Levi's like that and made in America very often. Okay, I don't think I've ever found a pair of acid wash Levi's like that. I went through the lingerie drawer and found some slips and nightgowns, things of that nature. This is a nylon nightgown, house coat. Look how beautiful this is. This is very 1970s. And there's a brand here that I had never heard of before, but a lot of the items, the slips and nylon pieces that I bought are this brand. So it's Gossard Artemis. One of you guys that are really familiar with that, I'm sure, are pronouncing it out loud right now at the screen and trying to tell me, but it's made in America, like I say, 100% nylon, Gossard Artemis. Let me see if I can get this to focus, and I'll show you guys what this tag looks like. There we are. You see how Gossard Artemis? Is that how you say that? Anyway, this is beautiful. If I wore a full-length nightgown, I would consider keeping that myself. She has some very beautiful nightgowns, and she had a ton of bras. And I don't know that these actually classify as bullet bras, but I grabbed a couple of them just because I don't know enough about them. And I pulled the elastic because most of the elastic on the bras that she had there were, it was completely dry rotted. So I just took two of them that were not dry rotted and seemed like they were kind of a vintage bullet shape. These are Playtex 18 hour, and they are not made in America, so I don't know how vintage they really are. I mean, they're vintage, but they're not like from the 50s or anything. And this one is a baby blue. So I'm gonna see. I've never sold vintage bras. I don't know that I've ever sold a bra. Maybe I've sold one recent Victoria's Secret that like I picked up at a thrift store. This was more or less to get my feet wet into some vintage Playtex 18 hour, and this one being so beautiful blue. I just wanted to delve into those categories. So when you have an opportunity to buy a lot of things at one time, and you can get your feet wet in new categories, I think you should do that. The more experience you have, the better, right? This is a really cool MFA oil vintage beanie. That was her father-in-law's, and she found that and said, hey, this is vintage, do you want this? This is a large piece of fabric that was sewn into a tablecloth with a zigzag stitch here. So I thought with this I may just sell it off as the fabric. There's a lot of it here. Let's see, there is, I'm 5'7", so probably 6 foot by 6 foot square of 6 foot by like 5 foot, 5 foot by 6 square of this beautiful vintage 1970s fabric. So that's probably how I would sell it off, and just let the buyer know that the edges are hemmed, because although it was made into a tablecloth, that is the only thing that is done to it. It's just hemmed around the edges, and I think that it will sell better as vintage fabric than it will as a vintage tablecloth. Let me know if you guys can appreciate that theory. I thought these were key overalls when I first saw them because I saw the green, but when I opened them up, they are Liberty as the brand here, and I believe they said made in America, bib design, US patent. But yeah, I thought that this green was always key. I thought that was like a trademark of key overalls. It looks like these have a button fly as well. Have not ran comps on these, but men's overalls just always do well, especially vintage ones. So these are really, really cool, and those will go up on eBay. I only found one single stitch shirt, but it was exactly what I thought it was gonna be, just an old t-shirt, a size extra large. And I think I showed this to you guys in the video footage as well. This is just a Fruit of the Loom single stitch made in America t-shirt. I don't know, should I try this one on? I don't need another t-shirt, that's going on eBay. All right, let's see, what's this next piece? What is this? Oh yeah, I found a couple dresses to send to my friend on Instagram. Recently she had to abandon a lot of her inventory, and I found this cool dress to send to her, and I forgot about that. She's probably like, where's the package at? It's on its way. I found this cool dress to send to her, and she's gonna find buyers for these with no problem whatsoever. So I'm just gonna stick these in a flat rate box, and just to be a nice person. I tell you guys all the time, that's the tip. That is the tip of the day. Be a nice person. Me and Flippy McFlipperson were talking about how good that would be as a slogan on some merch, and I was like, I'm gonna start including it in all the videos. Be a nice person. Tip of the day, be a nice person. And eventually when I come out with some merch, that's gonna be part of it. Be a nice person, all right? So in an attempt to be a nice person, I bought these pieces just to send to my friend who, like I say, lost a lot of her inventory by no fault of her own recently. This really cool dress that she said she may actually wear. So, oh, and there was one more piece. This is beautiful. I kind of want to try this on before I send it over to her. If I can show you. Okay, there we are. And it's a long dress, you know, like shin length on the dress. So those are the pieces that she's getting, and then this belt goes with the very first dress. Sorry guys, I woke up with kind of a scratchy throat today, and my voice is starting to go, so I'm gonna be wrapping this up, which you're probably ready for me to start wrapping it up anyway. This is a Vanity Fair medium 16-inch slip, vintage Vanity Fair, and these are, I lied, these are actually shorts, so I'll be excited to see how vintage Vanity Fair shorts fare over on eBay. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This is a little nightgown that is like a blossomy top, like the bust here, and again 100% nylon. Nylon is the material to look for in vintage lingerie, and the brand on this, let me see if there's a brand. I think I just picked this up because of the style, because it was way too gorgeous to leave behind. There's actually no tag to detail a brand or anything on this. So if I can show you, were you able to see really well what this nightgown looks like? It's semi-sheer, as nylon is going to be, and it's just beautiful. And when you get an opportunity to feel nylon versus like a satin or a silk, do. Like, even if it's an item that you're not going to buy, feel it, because it's kind of one of those things like, you know, a real Louis Vuitton because you've been around them, or you know real Coach or real Gucci because you've felt it. Like, you will know nylon even though you don't find a tag in vintage lingerie like that, because you know what nylon feels like. So feel those materials when you have an opportunity to do so, so that you can recognize, like, when you feel silk, the difference in that versus satin versus nylon. There's just some subtle little nuances there. This piece, again, there was no tag. Look at this beautiful little off shoulder here, and you could feel again that it was nylon. And I actually am really pleased to see this, because I thought that I left this, and when I was running comps later, I was like, oh, baby doll would be a great keyword, and I thought, oh, I left that one behind, and those seem to go pretty well over on eBay. Check out this slip. This has to be one of the most beautiful vintage slips I have ever seen. Let me turn it right side out and see if I can find a brand before I show it to you real quick. This is 100% nylon, size large, no brand. Look at the colors of this slip. Do you see that? Oh my goodness, you guys. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous slip. Again, things like this, you just get used to seeing, and you know that it doesn't matter what the brand is, this vintage slip is going to sell. And if it's not too sheer, like, how cool would this be just as a skirt? Oh, the things I want to keep forever. That's really pretty though. I can picture that with like a tight tank top maybe. I don't know. Those lingerie outerwear vibes that everyone has going on right now. Here's another vintage piece of lingerie, and is there a brand? This is JCPenney's, size large, but 100% nylon, made in the USA. Here's what the top of it looks like, and then it is long to the floor, long. Red nightgown. Very pretty. So pieces like that, you know, you can look for comps. I set the prices kind of high on vintage lingerie and let it sit, wait for offers on it. I'm never disappointed in the prices of vintage lingerie. I do have one pair of vintage Vanity Fair panties right now that aren't really receiving a whole lot of action. I may throw them up at an auction if someone does not make an offer very soon, but it's going to be a high opening bid on the auction. Look at this beautiful little piece. And it goes to probably shin length down here on the floor. This is what the top of it looks like. Very pretty piece here. And I didn't think that this was vintage at first, because it just did not look it. And then when I saw the brand, I recognized the brand from selling a vintage Lorraine slip before. And so those are the types of tags you want to look for. And then on the back, you know, made in the USA, it's a size large. So this, something like this, I'm gonna hope for somewhere in the 20s, $20 to $30 for this. May probably go closer to 20, but we'll see. Definitely subscribe and hit the bell notifications so that when my what sold videos go up, the same things that you guys see in my haul videos, you're gonna see in my what sold videos, and you can compare and think, you know, was she right on with how much this brought, or was she way off? I'll tell you, generally I feel like I'm pretty right on. This woman was a square dancer. Here are these adorable little handmade bloomers to go with this beautiful square dancing dress. Look at the top here, and flows down to this full circle. That would be a keyword here, square dancing skirt. And then the zipper is just a classic vintage zipper here, made in the USA. Yeah, it's a really nice little zipper there, but the material is very sheer, so I'll probably even show that up to a window or something. It's just a one-ply cotton material, elastic sleeves. You would use words like pleated skirt, again, full circle, ruffle, yellow, gingham, plaid. These are all words that are going to go into this, and since this is handmade, there's no size. I would judge this to probably be between a 10 and a 12. I may try it on and see, you know, what size I really guesstimate it to be, but I'm obviously going to show a lot of measurements since I don't have an actual size tag. Just a few more things I want to show you guys. I found these really cool men's vintage, what would you say, athletic shorts. Here's the brand, is Athletes in Action, made in the USA, 65% polyester, 35% cotton. These are a size large. Let me get my face out of there so that hopefully it will focus. You see that really cool vintage tag. Get to know vintage fonts. I can look at this and tell you that this is late 70s, early 80s, regardless of what it's attached to, just because you can recognize the fonts. That's what I would assume. Now listen, this is what you're going to listen more when you're trying to check elastics. Did you hear that? Crunch. It's dried elastic. So I would not have picked these up had it not been these right beside it with the tag worn off, and the elastic is good on these. So I'll probably lot these together and denote in the listing that the elastic is dried out on the red pair. Just a few more things to show you guys. There are a few more of these wind socks. This one is a bumblebee. Another spiral rainbow one here, and look at this beautiful, beautiful bag. How pretty is this? Tell me you would not have left this behind. I think this is gorgeous. These are most often handmade. Machine's not going to be able to do something like that. Probably ask $30, $32. I just noticed that the front of it is seashells. I thought there was a stain or something on this one right here, and those are seashells. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? Didn't I just say let's start listing beach bags? So this will go up as a beach bag. It has a really nice lining on the inside. I have one more thing to show you guys, and you saw it in the clip when I pulled back a Christmas tree there in the basement and I saw papers. I really didn't know what to expect, but I never expected that I was going to find bronze, the Bronze Age, I guess, of comic books and Mad magazines. I found 128 comic books and Mad magazines. 128, you guys. And I thought, oh, this is definitely something someone in the family is gonna want, and she made a phone call and absolutely did not want them. So I absolutely did want them. I started listing them the night that I got home, and I have sold 3 already. I thought, man, if I can profit even $10 a piece on the magazines at 128 of the magazines, I will definitely reach my 10 times value on the entire lot of everything that I bought just in the magazines and everything else. I mean, it's not going to take very long to be in the profit. So 128 magazines are going to be very, very easy to list. The hardest thing about that is obviously looking up the comps, but taking pictures of a comic book or magazine. I take picture of the front of each of the 4 corners, anything glaring as a deficiency, the back of the magazine, and the copyright page. Not a whole lot of pictures. There's not measurements that go into those, and they're fairly easy to ship. Now, magazines cannot go media mail. I suppose a comic book, graphic novel, definitely could. Depending on the price, you may offer free shipping and send it media mail. You may just offer media mail as a shipping. But, you know, I feel like you don't really get a huge discount on media mail until you get into several pounds of items. So for your buyer's sake, you may just go ahead and send these all out first class. The ones that I have sold, I have offered first class shipping, and no one has griped about that, about paying, you know, $3.50, $4 shipping. Let me show you guys some of the titles that I bought, and I want you to tell me if any of these ring a bell, if any of these make you think about your childhood, and which ones would be your absolute favorites to own. So let me just show you what I found. Okay, these are some that I've actually already listed. I listed all together these Archie comics, even though they were various Archies. You know, like some of them were Betty and Veronica, and some of them were just Archie, and then an Archie joke book. Those all got listed together as a lot. And then this was one of the more, I don't know, the pricier, I guess, that comped out as the Richie Rich. There are like 36, I think, Richie Rich comics in here. Cycle Tunes was another magazine that I was surprised to see comps on. I've already listed that one. Here's some old Green Lantern. This Motor Trend magazine wasn't worth much at all. I went ahead and listed it. It not only was it not worth anything, this one's damaged, but I went ahead and listed it because why not? Here's an Us Weekly that I didn't even know Us Weekly went back to 1980, obviously before 1980. And here's the guys from Star Wars on the cover. How cool is that? I listed this Mickey and Goofy already, and this World's Finest with Batman and Superman together. This one actually has already sold. This Scooby-Doo sold for $30 plus $10 shipping, just waiting on the buyer to pay for that. So with 128 in this box, like I say, I anticipate making pretty good profit off of these. Just show you guys, there's a lot of Ghost Tales, and here's Tarzan. Let's see, Ghost Castle, Devil Kids. I don't know. I haven't even heard of some of these. And then this one's a pretty cool Batman one. There are some really good The Amazing Spider-Man. Here's Aquaman. I mean, can you imagine saving these from your childhood and then not wanting them? That is crazy. There's a lot of Hanna-Barbera in here of the various comic books. If you've never heard how that Hanna-Barbera was created, you definitely should give that a listen. NPR has a podcast, How I Built This, with the creator, and it's pretty cool. This is a magazine called The West, and I don't know if this is really a depiction of corpses or these people are just posing, but it talks about 4 men dying in a shootout. That's pretty controversial to have on the cover. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, and then the majority of the rest of these are all comic books. There was just that one crossword, that is the only one. The rest of these are comic books. And here's another magazine. I sold a Rockline magazine. This one has Led Zeppelin. The Rockline sold for $30 also, plus shipping. And then there's someone's school paper about Led Zeppelin inside this, which is really, really cool. But just a cool little magazine. And then here's the Mad Magazine ones. This is the 200th issue of Mad Magazine. Here's a bicentennial of Mad Magazine, so March of 1976. And then there are a lot of the Mad special issues. Sylvester Stallone depiction, that one, Rocky. Yeah, just really incredible. Like, if you can imagine finding a score like this, I wanted to just squeal when I found these. Here's the Amazing Spider-Man that I found, and the very first appearance of Grizzly is in one of these Amazing Spider-Man. There's 4 of them inside this bag, and then all of the rest of these are Richie Rich, all of them. So I am overwhelmed now with all of these items to list. What am I doing with my life? There's so much stuff to list. But it's gonna be really fun, and I'm gonna find a lot of really good homes for these items. You know, just like on American Pickers, because we compare our job to American Pickers a lot, and we definitely do the same thing. Sometimes it's just the joy of getting the item into the right person's hands, into the right collector that's gonna appreciate it. It's not always about the profit that you turn. And on the items that do turn you a huge profit, that's how you're able to do that thing that you love, getting something in a collector's hand. That's how you're able to do it for a living. Right? So, like putting out knowledge and information on YouTube, that is the fun part for me. But the fact that Google and AdSense will pay, you know, to place ads on these videos, that's what enables me to do it as a job. So if you guys aren't already subscribed and you like the free content that I put out that I promise to never charge you for, subscribe. Definitely consider subscribing, turn on notifications, give this video a thumbs up, like this video if you like this video. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. Let me know future content that you'd like to see, and hopefully, who knows, I may find another house to pick. This was so much fun, and like I say, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you. Remember to treat your business like your business.